Leaders, Carey Nieuwhof here, and in this video I want to share one of 7 disruptive church trends that I think every leader needs to be watching as we head into a new normal. This is part of a larger series I'm doing, and you can catch the other church trends on separate videos wherever you're watching, YouTube, Facebook, or on Instagram. And man, I'll tell you, things are changing rapidly. So here's a church trend that I'm watching really quickly. And I think as we move into the new normal, it's a fairly safe bet to say that virtual and flexible teams are going to be part of the new normal. They're the future. Now, I know we're in a cultural moment right now where everyone's saying, we just want to see everybody in person, and I want to give someone a hug, and I want to touch them, and I want to see them. And I get it. However, pay attention to the long-term trends. So there's been some really fascinating polling that's come out. There's a lot of people who are rethinking how they want to live their lives in the future, and nobody's had to commute for the last little while. CEOs and leaders are rethinking square footage and how much money they're spending in office space. In fact, Gallup has done some surveys, and the vast majority of managers, leaders, and employees really want to explore remote work, flexible workplaces, and employers are thinking it from a cost-saving standpoint, but employees are thinking about it like, hey, at some point school's going to be back in, at some point daycare will be open again, and I can work from home and I don't have to commute, and I can work when I want. Like, I want that in the future. And so I know right now there's this real cultural moment where everyone's saying, we just all want to be together in one room. I think that's a very temporary blip. And what you'll discover is that if you want to stay competitive and hire the best teams, you're going to have to be flexible in the future. So long before the coronavirus hit, 8 to 4 wasn't working anymore. It just wasn't. Notice most of your younger leaders were saying things like, I want to work from a coffee shop, or listen, my kids got soccer this afternoon. Can I go see the game and I'll make up for it tonight, and things like that. That is the future. And quite possibly, you will be leading location-independent teams. I've led a virtual team for over 5 years now, and guess what? It works. It can work really well. And so if you're thinking about how to lead a team into the future, you have to be thinking about flexible and virtual workplaces. So I got more on that in some of the other videos and also on my blog, but here's one thing that leading a flexible team requires. It requires you to be agile. I got a brand new training called the 30-Day Pivot. I would love for you to check out. So you can find it at the30daypivot.com, and it will give you a very simple framework to continue to make the changes you need to make to pivot, because I really believe the future belongs to the pivoters. So you can check that out at the30daypivot.com. Click the link below or the link in my bio, depending on where you're watching this. And in the meantime, I'd love for you to share in the comments what you're experiencing when it comes to flexible and virtual workplaces. So, and watch for the other videos also in this series, and subscribe and follow wherever you're watching this, and you can get the whole series. But in the meantime, leave a comment and do check out the 30daypivot.com.